Hey everybody, I'm Jeff and welcome to As Good As It Gets. Today we're going to have a discussion about consecutive cruising, what it is, how it works, and we're going to show you while we're here on Navigator of the Seas. So since I am on Navigator of the Seas, a Royal Caribbean ship, I'm going to be using some Royal Caribbean terminology. We also cruise Princess on a regular basis, so I'm going to talk with some Princess terms as well, but we have done consecutive cruises on other cruise lines, so they almost all work the same in the United States. We have done consecutive cruises over in Asia and the European Union. They work a little bit differently since they have different immigration laws. So you ask, what is consecutive cruising? Consecutive cruising is, well, also known as back-to-back cruising, where you can either stay on the same ship or debark one ship and the exact same day embark another ship. But those are mainly done when you're in Florida. It's two different ports, and those are Fort Lauderdale and Miami. We're going to talk about those. So some terminology here while you're cruising is back-to-back. Some nicknames are called side-to-side cruising. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. But a back-to-back cruising is traditionally on the same ship, like we're on Navigator of the Seas. This is our third leg or third back-to-back cruise, and we have I think 6 booked total, where we stay on the same ship. Now you have, since we have separate reservations for each of the cruises, we have to change rooms. That's because these rooms were not available one after another. It is what it is, but the crew is awesome at helping you move your stuff to the next stateroom. And also you can have one reservation for all your back-to-back cruising, whether it's 1, 2, 3, however many, and you can have the option, if the room is available, to stay in that room. So back-to-back cruising on the same ship, what's going to happen is while you're on the ship, probably about the third of the 7-day route that you have, let's call it a 7-day route if that's what you're on. Navigator does 4, 3, and 7. But anyway, towards the middle of your cruise, you're going to receive a letter on your from your stateroom attendant on your bed, usually during your daily service if you have a standard stateroom, or one of the 2 services if you have the suite, and it will have specific instructions on it. As you can see on this sheet, it has a whole bunch of instructions to include what you need to do for an easy and smooth debark and embark. First thing and most important thing is settle your account the night before you debark, or everybody debarks the end of the cruise. If you have your credit card on file and everything's getting charged to that, you're good to go. No worries. Your gratuity should be taken out, or if you opt out of your gratuities, make sure you pay your MDR staff or your premium dining staff, and definitely your room attendant. These guys work like 16-hour days, 7 days a week. They don't get days off, they get time off. Well, that's all of the crew almost, but definitely take care of your room attendant. But regardless, settle your account. Otherwise, when you debark the ship, it's going to give that nasty beep or whatever tone it gives when you scan your SeaPass card, and you'll have to go back to guest services. What that's going to do is that's going to delay you and everybody else that's a consecutive cruiser on that ship. So settle your account the night prior. If you are staying in the same room, you have nothing to do. Leave everything, my stateroom, leave everything just unpacked like you would throughout the cruise, and your stateroom attendant will do the cleaning while they turn the ship over for the next leg. If you are changing rooms, you're going to see instructions on the sheet that says, please have all your bags packed. That's right, pack up, with exception of your hanging items that are in your closet. Leave them on the hangers. Your stateroom attendant should know what room you're transferring to. If not, definitely let them know the night prior when you see them in the hallway. Say, hey, I'm moving from this stateroom to the next stateroom. They will write it down. Just out of courtesy to the crew, because it may not be the stateroom attendant who does this. They move your luggage for you, to including your hanging items, to your new stateroom while you're debarking the ship and going through immigration. So leave a few bucks, put an envelope out, write your old stateroom and your new stateroom on there, your name, just your last name is fine, and just slip a 5 or a 10 in there for their troubles, because again, it may not be your stateroom attendant that moves your luggage to the new room. All right, once you're out of your stateroom, they're going to give you a certain time to be out of your stateroom, and that's everybody. It's usually by 0800 or 8 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Everybody needs to be out, so the stateroom attendants and the additional staff that's tasked to do the turning of the room, cleaning the hallways, and all that other good stuff, because it is more than just stateroom attendants that do turn the ship around. They do pull people out from down below, up above, and all around. But anyway, be out of your stateroom before 8 o'clock. Hey, relax. You don't have to travel anywhere. Go to the MDR, have a nice sit down, relaxing breakfast, and on that sheet, you are going to have a time and location on the ship to meet. Now, when you do vacate your stateroom, take a handbag with you, a backpack, whatever, with the items you would like to use during the morning and early afternoon, because you will not have access to your new stateroom or the same stateroom until everybody else does, because they have to turn your new stateroom that somebody just vacated on the previous leg. You will not have access till about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon. So, hey, take your backpack with your swim shorts or whatever, take your book. Alex and I usually knock out some schoolwork, so we'll take his backpack, but just take stuff. Make sure you have your passport with you, which we will discuss in just one moment why. Budget your time wisely, whether you just have a pastry at the cafe downstairs. Regardless of what ship you're on, procedures are almost identical, whether it's Carnival, Princess, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, MSC, whatever. In the United States, the procedure is about the same. You will meet at the place. Be on time, because what's going to happen is you're going to meet usually the loyalty ambassador and a couple other staff members from guest services. They are going to issue you your new SeaPass card or your cruise card, or if you are on Princess Cruise Line, which is really cool, you have the little medallions. That medallion from your previous cruise has that little RF chip in it. That's going to be automatically programmed in their computer for your new cruise leg, so you will not have to get a new medallion, which is awesome. Now, for if some reason you overslept or just left your stateroom right before you need to meet, don't worry, there are refreshments available: coffee, some pastries, orange juice, water, just something to hold you over until you can get back on the ship. Turnover is pretty quick for you to do your processing and get back on the ship, so don't worry, there are refreshments available. The location for meeting is usually a lounge of some sort that can hold a large amount of people. This leg, we had 174 passengers from the previous leg, so we had it in the Star Lounge down on deck 5. So it's usually a large place, but again, they'll announce over the PA, hey, we're going to start distributing the new SeaPass cards or cruise cards. So come on, line on up. You give your stateroom, either your old one or your new one, whatever they ask for, and they will give you your new cruise cards. And then you just hang out. Again, it is a lounge. If you want to arrive there early, by all means, bring your coffee, your book, your earbuds, watch your YouTube videos or whatever, and just hang out. What's going to happen is all the guests that are debarking for permanently off the ship, they have to all be debarked. It's all computerized no matter what ship you're on nowadays. It's verified by several people, including the captain of the ship, that there is a 0 debarking guest count in the system. They're going to notify the people that are hanging out with you from guest services, and then they're going to have your group debark the ship, scan out with your old SeaPass card or your medallion, and you're going to go into the terminal and go through immigration. Most immigration terminals, LA, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral, we've seen them all with the facial recognition software camera thing, so it's really awesome. So you'll debark the ship, stand in line, go through your immigration, take your picture, and turn right back around. Stand in line. Once everybody's through the immigration line, then you'll go to a holding area, a separate holding area in the terminal, and hang out. By the time everybody is through immigration, again, now there's a second verification of a 0 guest count, and now that 0 guest count is all the people that are consecutive cruisers are off the ship. And I do mean these are cruisers, not staff. So once they verified all guests completely are off the ship, the captain's going to give the okay. Immigration's going to verify that everybody has processed through, because immigration does have a manifest and they're going to bump the numbers. And then you're going to be notified by somebody in the passenger terminal that you are clear to embark. I know this is a lot of information, but hey, this is great information to know. It goes a lot faster than I'm describing to it, but I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, how does consecutive cruising happen? So I just wanted to make this video for you, just so you know. So hey, with that, it's a beautiful sea day outside. I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. And of course, we got our Instagram at As Good As It Gets with a lot more of our photos. So let's continue on talking about the process for consecutive cruising on the same ship. All right, you're walking back up the gangway into the ship. You're going to scan your new SeaPass card or your existing medallion that's been reprogrammed, and you're going to embark the ship. Now, depending on the terminal, most terminals, you're going to stay in the secured area, so you do not need to pass through security again. Don't worry about that. Not a problem. Head back onto the ship, and the ship is yours. The new passengers embarking usually will be about half an hour after you have embarked the ship. So, hey, that's great. You got first dibs on the lounge. The Windjammer or the buffet usually will open soon after, but consecutive cruisers, most cruise lines that we've been on have a little private lunch set up for them that you're invited to. So that's really awesome as well. There you are. Now, again, your staterooms are not going to be available. Do not open up the fire doors, because you have a ton of crew working to turn the staterooms on the ship. And the faster they turn those staterooms, fog the hallways, clean everything, verify everything's been done, then the staterooms are open for all. So just, again, like I said, pack that bag, have everything with you, and just lounge, eat some food, have your swim shorts on, change, whatever, in one of the common areas, restrooms, and enjoy the pool. Now, one option you have is, of course, you're obviously at a port, and maybe you need to go to Walgreens or grab something, or maybe you just want to go hit a tourist, or whatever you want to do. You want to leave the port area. You are welcome to do that. Most important thing is know the all aboard time and be early. What you're going to receive is an in-transit card that looks like this with your new SeaPass card. What that's going to do is that's going to put you in a different line at the terminal that bypasses the check-in. Basically, you have to go through security again, but you're going to bypass checking in and go straight onto the ship once you pass through security. But the most important thing is arrive, go process through security prior to the all aboard time, because otherwise you're going to see that vessel bailing out of there with all your stuff there on that new cruise. Now, one thing I forgot to talk about when you're dealing with immigration, if you're sailing with a U.S. birth certificate at a U.S. port only, you will have to process in person with a Customs and Border Patrol person, but they are sitting right there next to the facial recognition cameras. So that is not a problem. Don't think it's a hassle. Just veer off, say to one of the port staff, hey, I'm traveling with a birth certificate, I need to get verified really quick. They will pull you out of line, get you processed, and get you back on the ship. All right, hey, if you have any comments, I know this is a lot of information. If you have any comments, definitely leave it down below, or any questions. Now we're going to talk about what's nicknamed side-to-side cruising, which is still a consecutive cruise. It is a back-to-back, but you're debarking one ship and going to another ship on the same day. Now, we have done this. It's mainly done in Florida or Seattle if the Quantum and Ovation are at the port at the same day, which they never are, so that's not a factor. This is usually at the Miami port from Terminal A to Terminal G, or if you're going to Fort Lauderdale, up to Terminal 18, or the other terminal they have, it's the Celebrity Terminal. But anyway, if you're going from one ship to another on the same day, there is a perk for you. Let's talk about it. Prior to debarking your ship that you're currently on, talk to the loyalty ambassador or talk to customer service, and they will take care of your transportation. That's right, a complimentary shuttle is provided for you and your luggage from the ship you are currently on to the ship you are embarking on the same day, whether it's Fort Lauderdale or Miami. Have your reservation number ready, because they are going to verify it in the computer, and they are going to book your transportation on the shuttle bus. Now, the shuttle bus is usually the airport transfer for either Miami or Fort Lauderdale from that specific port. So when you get out there on your debarking day, they're going to tell you which bus to get on, and it's kind of confusing at first because like, wait a second, I'm not going to the airport. Just tell the bus driver, they should know on their printout sheet, that you are going from, say, the Terminal A at Port of Miami up to Fort Lauderdale Terminal 18, which is the large capacity ship one. So if you're going from one terminal to another or whatever, even if you're going from Terminal A to Terminal G in Miami, they will transfer you, and there is a bus for you, because you do not want to walk from A to G, because it is an absolute traffic disaster and there are no sidewalks. So what is your boarding pass for that transfer bus? It is actually your bag tag number. The bag tag number is going to be the same or similar to one that is for the airport transfer or for a specific port transfer. If there are a large amount of people going from, say, one ship to another, you will have your own bus. It's really cool. Now, get on that bus, talk to the driver, talk to the terminal staff, and make sure you get on the right bus and verify. Say, hey sir, I'm going up to Port Everglades, Terminal 18, going to the Allure of the Seas, and they'll say, yes, my bus. Or they'll say, nope, that bus. Make sure you're on the right bus, otherwise you'll go somewhere else. So once you're on the bus, relax, enjoy. This is a complimentary transportation for you. Tip the driver a couple bucks. Yes, the US is a tipping culture. Tip, tip, tip. Just have some singles with you. No big deal. They a buck is fine with them. They don't care. They just, it's something nice, and plus you can't beat the price. So tip a couple bucks or a buck to the driver, because they're also loading and unloading your luggage at your starting and terminating ports, and also have a couple bucks in your pocket ready to go for the porters, because once you slide on into that parking spot, they are going to unload all the luggage off of that bus that is for that cruise, and they're going to be standing by it, and you say, that is my luggage there, that is my luggage there, here's a couple bucks, and on the ship you go. And with that, on your debarking ship, guest services will do it if you have not, prior to you going on your first cruise, print out your luggage tags for that new ship. Now, if you're staying on the previous ship back to back, you do not need to print out bag tags except for that first embarkation at that port. But if you're going side to side to a different ship, then you definitely do need to have a luggage tag printed out. Again, guest services will be more than happy to do it for you and put them on your bags prior to leaving the terminal. Hey, thanks for hanging out again. This is a lot of information, but let's keep going. Speaking of bag tags, do not luggage assist your bags if you're doing a transfer to another ship, a side-to-side ship. Do not luggage assist no matter what. You need to have a bag tag for your transfer. And the people who luggage assist, those are the people who have to get off the ship ASAP, and maybe they have an early early flight or whatever. And even though the first few groups of bag tags, those luggage are already in the terminal, do not self-assist luggage. Once you are at that new terminal, you are treated as a new embarking passenger. So make sure you check in to that new cruise 3 months, I think it's 3 months, 90 days prior, whatever it is. Check in as early as you can and get the earliest check-in time possible, because more than likely your airport transfer or your transfer to the new port bus is going to leave early or early in the morning. So make sure you can go straight to the earliest embarkation group on that new cruise ship. Now, if you don't want to use the transfer, don't self-assist luggage. Highly advise against it. Do the luggage assist. Man, relax. You don't have to lug your bags off. All that does is clog the gangways, clog the elevators, clog the dining room, clog the windjammer, the hallways. You have 3, 5, 6,000 people trying to get off that ship within a couple hours. Don't self-assist your luggage unless you absolutely have to. There is no reason, there is no cost to do it. So again, if you are going to drive yourself, or if you just want to take an Uber, Lyft, or taxi, or whatever the case may be from port to port, that is your expense, that is your desire, whatever you want to do. Or even if you drove yourself from one port to another, that's fine, and want to park your personal vehicle. Or if you have some errands to run, by all means, go ahead and do that, but transportation will not be complimentary. All right, so Alex and I and Chris, we have done cruises, consecutive cruises from Tampa to Miami, Tampa to Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral to Miami, all on the same day. Now, let me tell you, that is a crapshoot right there. If you hit traffic on the 75 or 95 and you get delayed, you may miss that cruise. So the fastest we have gotten, and it's going a little faster than the posted speed limit, but hey, it's Florida, everybody does that. You go to the flow of traffic from Tampa to Miami Port or Fort Lauderdale Port is about the same time. Just a little bit further to Miami. It takes just under 4 hours with 2 stops. Now, usually we rent a car one way, and that makes it so much easier so we don't have to deal with any parking or whatever. But from Tampa, the airport is very close. Good rental car places there. You can rent one way down to Fort Lauderdale or down to Miami. Miami, the nearest, easiest rental car place is right there at Miami International Airport, and just Uber or Lyft from that the rental car center, which is separate from the airport, to the cruise port. Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. I'm not endorsing them, but we usually use Budget Rent-A-Car because there's a budget location right outside the north checkpoint to get into the port area, because you have to go through security in Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades, because of some of the stuff they have there. So there is a Budget Rent-A-Car location like 1 block away from the north entrance checkpoint at Port Everglades. So bear that in mind. We've used Budget because they've been very cost effective. They're good with one-way rentals. So in this, again, Miami, we go to the airport. Now, Port Canaveral, there's a Budget Rent-A-Car right there on Astronaut Avenue, and there's also a Hertz and Enterprise, and I think there's a Thrifting Dollar right there just outside the cruise port. So all those rental car places are right there. Again, I'm not endorsing, I'm just letting you know the mode of transportation that we do is a one-way car rental when we're going any distance. And lastly, we have done back-to-back consecutive cruising on the same ship in the European Union, both out of Barcelona and out of Civitavecchia. I love saying that word. The Port of Rome. Everybody knows Rome's inland, but they call it the Port of Rome because it's in the province. But anyway, that port, since your prior port, both in Barcelona and in Civitavecchia, you set foot on EU, European Union countries and ports, when you do a consecutive cruising, they do not require you to go through customs, immigrations, until the new visa program comes into play. Now it's slated for 2025. Thank the Lord, because we're going to be over in the EU in a couple months and save that $7. No big deal, but again, it's really easy because they just re-immigrate you right there on the ship. So the EU, not a problem, a little bit less. But again, whether you're doing it in the United States or you're doing it in the European Union, hey, not a big deal. Canada, Canadian customs, they just run you through really quick. Not a hassle. So enjoy your consecutive cruising. We sure are. Hey, if you have any questions on this lengthy video I've given you, leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more discussions, room tours, and our adventure ship tours and all this other stuff that we do. So Alex is in Adventure Ocean, so sorry he's not here jumping up and down in the background, but this is such a lengthy video. I just wanted to spout off all the information that we have from our quite a few years of experience and our current experience on this ship. We are heading back to Los Angeles right now. We're debarking or changing rooms tomorrow, so we'll be doing this whole process tomorrow. So happy cruising, happy traveling, RVing, life, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao for now. See ya. Bye-bye.